Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to another episode of Garage Talk Sports. I'm Mills.
And I'm Bobby.
And we are in the garage again. No Nick with us this week. He's a little under the weather, so decided to take a day off. Don't blame him. If not feeling well, stay home, right?
Yeah.
COVID. Yeah. But no, he's not here, but it's okay. Show goes on. Anyways, we have a good episode with you guys for you guys this week. As always, we'll start off with our hot spots, but just to kind of give a brief little rundown, we're gonna do our hot spots, talk about some NBA stuff. Now playoffs are going on now, so kind of cover certain teams. Not gonna go in too much detail. You know, our NBA guy Nick, he's not here, so bear with us on that one. Then we're about 10 to 11 games roughly into the MLB season, so we're gonna touch up on that, kind of share our thoughts on our favorite teams here and just some other things, teams to look out for if it comes up, whatever. But we'll talk some early reactions to the MLB season. And then now with the NFL offseason kind of
wrapping up,
free agencies wrapping up. The draft is coming up in a week?
Yeah.
Draft is next Thursday. Next Thursday is the draft. So we're going to, obviously, we said we were going to preview the draft and everything, which of course we're going to do that. But we're also going to talk like winners and losers of free agency, different moves and stuff, kind of what we thought stood out the most, who rose and who fell, basically.
Yep.
But without further ado, guys, we'll get into it. We'll start with our hot spots. Bob, if you don't mind, I kind of want to kick it off this week.
Go ahead.
So I've been watching tons of baseball, and I'm just gonna say I cannot wait for the shift to go away.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've just kind of been oblivious to it in the last couple seasons, but I feel like the shift this year in particular, even just anywhere from like 9 to 10 games in, has been a complete I don't know what to say about it. It's like way more frequent.
Yeah. And especially with hitters like Anthony Rizzo and like big batters, like it just completely takes them out of the field.
Yeah,
like,
and it's kind of getting frustrating because yes, good hitters can hit against the shift. But we got to stop talking about it like it's really all that simple, because it isn't. It's not like it's. Nick likes to compare it to, if you're in the NBA, you should be able to make your free throws. If you're in the MLB, you should be able to hit against the shift. Those, in my opinion, those are on completely different spectrums in terms of like the difficulty of them. Hitting a free throw is a shot that no one's contesting. Hitting against the shift is completely changing everything about your swing timing, and honestly having to change a decent portion of your swing mechanics, all to try and hit against the shift. You're not guaranteed to do it at that point. So it's not something that's just as simple as, just hit against it.
Yeah. Also, pitchers all pitch at different speeds. So
different. They had the advantage is so heavily in favor of the defense with the shift. It's just one of those things where I can't wait for it to be gone.
Yeah. And like honestly, it's like
it's boring.
It's so hard already to get a hit. Like
this whole hit it where they ain't saying, right? Yeah, that's already difficult to do when they're playing normal straight up defense. So then when they go into the shift, I don't care. We'll say, I don't know the statistics. I'm going to say 80 to 85% of MLB hitters they're pull hitters. Yeah. So they all hit. They're pull hitters. They hit to, if they're a lefty, they hit into right field a lot. If they're a righty, they hit into left field a lot. It's just one of those things where it's like the numbers are so staggering in favor of the shift that this concept of just hit against it is really not that applicable.
No.
Some hitters are very good at being balanced and hitting all areas on the field. That's great and everything. But it's not something where it's like it's just kind of like, it's not that simple. Some guys do it really well, some guys don't. But how about we add a little bit more balance, because we're kind of in my opinion, it takes excitement out of the game of baseball, which is a sport that's already kind of dying.
Yeah.
I love baseball. I love watching it. I love talking about it, but it is a sport that, compared to the other ones, NBA, NFL, hell, even the NHL, soccer, even MLS soccer is growing a lot in the US. But baseball has the oldest average age for their viewer of it's like 56 and a half years. Golf averages a younger viewership.
That's insane.
Than baseball. Baseball's not bringing in new fans right now.
Yeah.
And it's like that's an issue everywhere. I've been doing some research on baseball for one of my grad school assignments. So I have some stats. Since 2017, this is in Japan now, but since 2017, the average viewers of baseball have declined by about like 6 million viewers a year.
Wow. That's crazy.
Crazy decline.
Yeah.
In the US, it's not as insane, but it is slowly declining. And we had there was a little bit of a peak year back in 2019, and then COVID hit and it went right back down. So COVID cost you a huge amount of your viewership.
Yeah. Plus the lockout.
Plus the lockout happened. Yeah. And you need the game to be more exciting. So to make it more exciting, you have to find a way to get offense to be more not easier to produce, but like what's the word I'm looking for there? You need to find a way to bring that excitement back. Yeah. And that comes through offense. And when you're taking the electric hitters, like let's say Juan Soto, one of the electric hitters right now, a guy who I like to throw out there, Yasmani Grandal, because he's just got a ton of power when he's on. Yeah. Guys like Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, these big hitters, when you put the shift on, now they can have a hard hit ball that means nothing because you basically got 3 guys on one side of the field. And that's where the excitement comes from, is that sweet swing where it's right on time, pull it just a little bit to left center or right center, but you take that away now.
Yeah, we want to see power bats.
Yeah, like that's the league wants home runs. And I'm not saying like I like watching small ball too, but you can't even do small ball with the
No,
shit.
you can't. Yeah.
You can't. It's still difficult because you still have to adjust everything about your approach at the plate for the shift. Yeah. And I'm ready for it to be gone. So that's my hot spot. That's my rant. I'm ready for the shift to be gone.
I agree with you there. It definitely needs to be gone. But mine is the Rockies. Like, are they actually good? Like, they took down the Dodgers 2-1. They took down the Rangers, and they split with the Cubs.
Was that a 2-game series with the Cubs?
They played a 4-game series.
Oh, it was a 4-game? Yeah, so they went 2-2?
Yeah.
I mean,
so they beat some pretty good like the Dodgers and the Rangers are 2 very good. Well, the Dodgers alone are
Rangers, you on paper should be very good, but first year with that whole team put together there. But no, I don't know if I'm going to say that the Rockies are good per se. Chris Bryant's a great addition, which is a head scratching one. But hey, maybe the Rockies think they're somewhere else. CJ Cron's is a good player. Like
Ryan McMahon.
Like they have talent. Don't get me wrong, and playing in Coors Field is going to help your offense.
Oh yeah, true. Juice the ball.
But they don't. They're still missing. They're missing pieces. They don't have a great bullpen. They don't have a great rotation.
But somehow they're 7-3.
Yeah, somehow they're 7-3, and that's great. But I go back to, in this specific instance, I'll throw back to the 2016 White Sox. They started the season. They were like 24-6. They were the number one. They were the only team ahead of the Cubs after the first month of the season.
Wow.
And so, do you remember, Bob? You're a big Cubs fan. Do you remember it was all about like, oh my gosh, are we about to get a crosstown World Series?
Yeah, that was
the talk. Yeah. Well, guess what? The White Sox finished the season in, I believe, 3rd or 4th in the division. Completely. That was when they traded Fernando Tatis for James Shields. Fernando Tatis Jr. for James Shields.
Yeah.
And they ultimately were not a good team. You can be hot in baseball. It's a game of hot and cold, really. Like, it's all about like your streaks and everything, what kind of groove you find yourself into. And teams, you see it. Teams start off pretty hot sometimes, and they come back down to earth. Because as is the case with every sport, once the analytics are out on you and teams can start adjusting the way they approach you, like for example, in baseball, the way that they are going to pitch to you, like they figure out, okay, this dude chases. Chris Bryant dealt with it his rookie year. He swung at every curveball in the dirt and then some. Yeah, and so what did teams start doing? Okay, he can't pick up the curveball. He's getting curveballs like all the time. And that's why he had such a high. Yeah, that's why he had such a high strikeout rate his second year in the league. But his rookie year, I mean, and then his second year he adjusted. That's when he won his MVP. But even then, he still had a curveball problem, but it was better.
Yeah.
So early in the season, it's nice to see. I'm a closet Rockies fan, not as much now that Nolan Arenado's in St. Louis, but I've always liked the Rockies.
Yeah, Trevor Story's gone.
Yeah,
but
Trevor
Chris
Story's
Bryant's
gone.
there.
Chris Bryant's there, so root for him, right? I got nothing against him. But
I'm
not ready to say that the Rockies are good. I just think they're hot right now.
But they might be ending up competing in that division.
They could. Yeah. I mean, it's anything's possible, right? But you got to imagine between the Dodgers, the Giants, and Slam Diego, that it's not going to be. It's the toughest in my opinion. It's the toughest division in baseball.
Yeah,
it is not by any means going to be easy for them to pull anything off in there.
But the Giants were.
No one thought the Giants were going to be that good last year, and they were.
They were the first team to 50 wins.
Yeah, like it could happen. I'm not saying it can't, but I'm not banking. I'm going to say it this way: I'm not banking on it.
Yeah, I would.
Just honestly, like if the Orioles beat the Yankees in a series, and
yeah, I don't know how that was even possible.
Yeah, but I'm not ready to call the Orioles good.
Yankees need to get it figured out.
They do.
They really do.
They do need to get it figured out. But yeah, rooting for them, but I'm not ready to say they're a good team.
Especially as long as I see the Dodgers lose, I'm happy, honestly.
Yeah, you do like to watch. It is nice to see the Dodgers lose. Yeah. Everyone's happy. It's like, what's it? It's like when people say with the Cowboys, when the Cowboys lose, America wins. Yeah, it's the same concept now for the Yankees and the Dodgers. I root against the Yankees every day of the week.
I would, but Anthony Rizzo's there. So
whatever, Bobby. I'm an anti-Yankees guy, and I really root against the Dodgers now. And you'd be shocked for my hatred of Boston. I actually don't root against the Red Sox.
Well, Chris Sale's there.
Well, yeah, but I've never been an anti-Red Sox guy. I've that's the one team in Boston, and the only thing about Boston that I don't hate.
Yeah,
or talk shit about.
But like growing up, like you had Dustin Pedroia, Poppy. Like
I was a Red Sox fan.
Yeah, like they hit it.
Who wasn't? It was the Red Sox.
It's true.
And the Yankees can go F themselves. I share that. I resonate with Red Sox fans.
I never really liked Anthony Rodriguez or Derek Jeter.
Derek Jeter shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. I'm kidding. That's a joke. That's a joke.
That's a real hot take.
But yeah, no, that scolding, it would melt the board if that was up there. Yeah. No, that was a joke. Because I think one writer voted that he shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame.
Wow.
But it is a debate among people.
I mean,
there are people out there that say Derek Jeter is a very overhyped player.
I mean, he's good.
No, he was really good. He's a Hall of Fame player. But there are people who pull out his stats, and because I don't know his stats off the top of my head, but apparently, and this is all apparently. Like I said, I haven't done much research on it, but apparently his career stats compared to other shortstops and just compared to players among the in MLB history really aren't that spectacular. There's nothing where you go, wow, Derek G. It's not like Barry Bonds with the home run record, even though he's not going to be in the Hall of Fame. But it's not like here's all this incredible power that this guy had. He's a good contact hitter, but he was just very good.
Yeah.
But apparently his career stats, when matched up with other guys in the Hall of Fame, I guess people make the argument like, well, how do you justify it based on these numbers? But I'm an advocate for that. There's more to sports than the stats.
Yeah, I agree.
However, I do admit that stats are an important part of the puzzle.
And the Yankees were that was their run where they were great.
Yeah. So there's factors beyond statistics that go into that stuff.
Yeah.
Which is why I think Mark Burley should be in the Hall of Fame.
Fair enough.
No, he's not going to make the Hall of Fame, but I think the case is bigger than people realize. But that's for another time.
Yeah.
That's our hot spots before we go down the rabbit hole of MLB, because we got more to talk about that later. But let's quickly jump into some NBA playoff stuff going on. I haven't watched a ton of it. I watched the Bucks versus the Bulls in the game one. Pathetic, but we'll talk about them in a second. Bobby, you had a team you wanted to watch out for.
Timberwolves, man. Cat absolutely dominating in that first game. It was insane to watch.
Yeah, the Timberwolves have had a solid year.
They did, and honestly, I didn't expect them to put up that much of a fight. But
no,
it looks like Steven Adams is not able to keep up with him.
Cat's I mean, dude, how many 7-foot guys are 3-point shooters?
Very few.
What is he, the first? I think he's the first center to win a 3-point contest. He's a shooter.
Yeah, he is.
He's a shooter. He can play tough in the paint. He's fucking big. Pardon my language. He's big.
Yeah, dude, he's really big.
Like he's very good. And he's kind of a difficult guy to game plan for because you want to try. Usually, when it comes to the bigger guys, you want to keep them out of the paint, force them mid range and whatnot. Yeah. And guess what? He's someone who he can hit every shot on the floor, even though you look at him, it's like, wow, it just is like not fair. But a big man who can shoot, that's a tough thing to adjust to,
and they're gonna have to adjust to it. Through that first game, they absolutely dominated, and there was no one stopping him.
Yeah, and I mean, when he's the biggest guy on the floor too.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, so he's gonna be able to body you in the paint. He's gonna be able to body you inside, but then you force him outside, and he can still hit shots. So it's like it's tough to game plan for. And glad I wouldn't be able to figure it out because I don't know diddly squat about how to do that.
Exactly, but. I'm rooting for Memphis. I don't want to see the Timberwolves win. Big John Morant fan. So,
well, yeah, of course. My team to look out for, it's the Celtics. They're the number 2 seed, so I guess that's kind of an easy cop out.
But they're going up against the Nets.
They're going up against the Nets, who are probably the best. What are they? 7, 6?
I think they're 7 seed.
Probably the best 7 seed, or no, they're an 8.
Oh,
because
no, they're 7 because Celtics are a 2 seed, 2 and 7. Then one goes up against 8.
Hold on.
Because
keep talking, Bob. I'm looking up the playoffs.
The Heat, I believe, got the 1 seed.
Well, yeah, the Heat got the 1 seed, but
so I'm pretty sure they're a 7 seed.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. Sorry about that.
But either way, the Nets.
My bad.
That is the toughest.
That's the toughest. That's probably the toughest 7 seed you'll encounter. The best 7 seed you'll encounter as well.
And especially that game, it was close. Literally, it was close till the last 2 minutes of that game.
Oh yeah, but the something about the Boston Celtics and NBA playoffs. It's just they're good. They.
What year was that when they knocked the Bulls out?
That was like for 2 straight years. They knocked 2 or 3 straight years. Prime Derrick Rose
and Kirk Heinrich.
Captain Kirk.
Yep.
Oh, Captain, my captain. But yeah, no, the Celtics in the playoffs is just one of those things. Like, okay, well, here it goes.
Dude,
right?
They have a really good Marcus Smart.
They're a really good team. And they kind of drew the short end of the stick with having to go against the Nets in the first round. But I'll tell you what, if you pull it off against the Nets, you could pretty much hang with anyone. They're on pace. Winner of that series faces the winner of the Bulls Bucks. So
and hopefully it'll be the Bulls, but
hopefully. But I'm not. Let's just say I'm not holding my breath on that one.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's a huge moment. Like I said, we've said it. The Nets probably the best 7 seed you'll face. Great first test. You're going to get challenged early.
Yeah.
So now you're going to have to go through. Hopefully, if you beat the Nets, really you should be able to take any other team in the playoffs at that point.
That's true.
Just because of the talent on that team.
Hey, don't count out Ben Simmons, man. He's clear for contact. He's playing.
Yeah, okay.
Well, he's practicing.
Ben Simmons and his refusal to shoot the ball. Yeah, I'm so concerned.
Yeah. Well, that's only in the 4th quarter. Right?
It's still Ben Simmons, man. Whatever. But
be on the lookout for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, Timberwolves. Especially if Cat's going to play hot like he does, that's just going to be...
And absolutely body Steven Adams. It's just sad.
He's a grown man. What can I say?
He's a grown man.
That's a grown man.
That's a big boy.
But moving on from that, let's move into the Bulls-Bucks series. When's game 2? Is that tonight?
I believe it's tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Damn, they're really putting... Well, no, it was Easter. That's right. What's today? Tuesday? They're giving 2 days between games for a 7-game series?
I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Tuesday because...
Damn. Why does that not sound right to me? I guess it's...
Yeah.
What do I know? But, okay, so did you watch game 1?
Yes.
So did I. And very disappointed. All in all, the fact that the Bucks can play that ass and the Bucks looked bad.
They did.
Somehow the Bull... here's the thing. This is the case for every sport, not even just NBA. But if you are the underdog and you're the team that is overmatched, in this case, the Bulls versus the Bucks, they are overmatched. The Bucks are better. There's no disputing that. If you are going to come in and pull out a series upset, you have to take advantage of when the better team is sloppy.
Yes.
But all the Bulls did for the entire game, with exception to like two like strong runs, all game long, they managed to find ways to keep the Bucks hanging around. The Bulls could have pulled away multiple times.
They definitely could have.
They at one point, I mean, they did come back from 16 down. That was their first incredible run to tie it up and everything.
Yeah.
And then, they took a little bit of a lead, but they I don't know what happened. They suddenly decided that, every shot had to be shot. They're such a weird offense.
Yeah.
And they've been like this since Lonzo went out. This is like a testament to how important Lonzo Ball is as the key distributor on that offense.
Yeah.
The fact that every guy who handles the ball like has this idea in their head that they have to take the shot. They don't move the ball very well.
No, they don't. And like Zach LaVine's just jacking up threes and missing them.
He's throwing up threes. DeMar, something. I guess the dude has to take a jumper if two guys are on him. That's just all it is and I like DeMar DeRozan.
I do too, but
he's throwing up a lot of random shots. So it's okay, 13 seconds are on the shot clock right now. You don't have to shoot right there.
Yeah.
But the problem that they were running into, this is the one thing about DeMar's game that kind of is not, it kind of is like, dude, what are you doing? It's all season long. He's taking those shots. And it's like, when he goes for it, he's like, no, I'm not going to shoot. No one's looking for the ball.
Yeah.
And then that's how he just throws the ball away. And that's how you get a turnover because, everyone assumes you're shooting. If you're going to pass, dude, draw the second guy, find the open guy. Don't go up for the shot. And then last second, as you're coming down from your jump, you're going to just have to throw the ball away and hope someone catches it on the Bulls. It was frustrating to watch that. And then I also was very aggravated with the rebounding.
Yeah, it just didn't seem like they were being very
the
physical.
Bulls, they couldn't seem to care less about an offensive rebound.
Yeah.
Now, that's with exception to Vucevic.
Yeah.
I think he was the only Bulls player that really was like, yeah, I'm here to win a fucking playoff game.
Yeah.
Again, sorry for the language, but it's like he played like a dude who's been in the playoffs because he's the only one who had. Well, DeMar has, but he's the guy. He's the one who has.
Yeah, he's the one with the most experience.
Yeah, I mean, he was really good when he was in Orlando in the bubble, and I think they even went against the Bucks for that.
I think so.
And he averaged 28 points a game against the Bucks when he was in Orlando in the bubble.
Yeah.
So I've always been saying he's a good big man.
Yeah.
Why do we not want to work inside? Right.
Yeah.
You got to do something because you're not a team. I mean, Zach LaVine's a solid shooter. DeMar can be a solid shooter. I think Kobe White's a good shooter, but they're not Steph Curry. They're not Klay Thompson. They're not they're not as consistent as those guys.
Yeah.
And they're not the guys who are going to hit every contested shot they take. So why are you not trying to open up more opportunities?
Yeah.
I'm ranting right now.
No, I agree with you.
But I just was frustrated.
They need to work it inside. They need to pass the ball more. They need to figure out things on the offense side of the ball.
Yeah,
and definitely rebounding.
Play physical.
Yeah.
How are you going to beat the Bucks? Get Giannis into foul trouble.
Exactly.
You don't. Yes, you do. You want to attack Giannis all game? No, because he's really good.
Yeah.
But the fact that Giannis had 4 fouls and he should have fouled out. Just saying. He should have fouled out. Horrible call on Patrick Williams. But I don't think that changes the outcome of the game.
No, I don't think so
either. That's been my philosophy on basketball in general. How are you gonna, if you're the worst, if you're not as talented team, how are you gonna beat them? Okay, you go at their guys.
Yeah.
Force them to have to play physical defense.
Yeah.
You're gonna get fouls that way.
Exactly.
They're not gonna block every shot, but if you can get in there and you can draw the contact, namely, you got to use for Giannis, you have to use Vucevic.
Yeah.
He's the guy who's got to draw the contact because he's the guy who's big enough for it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't need to watch Zach LaVine with all of his double clutch layups and everything get blocked by Giannis for no contact. It's cool and all that he tries, but Giannis is just so much bigger. Like he's able to get the block without a foul.
And if you take Giannis out of the equation, the Bulls are better than the Bucks.
Yeah, because Drew Holiday is really good too.
He is good, but
it shifts things pretty drastically because now you have, in my opinion, when Giannis isn't on the floor, Vucevic is the best big man on the floor.
Yeah.
Who it's going to go in terms of big men. This isn't like ranking players by talent, but Giannis is the best big man in this matchup.
Yeah.
Vooch is number 2, and then I'm going to say Brooks Lopez, I guess, number 3.
Yeah.
But you get Giannis out. Notice how like when he wasn't on the floor, Vooch is doing everything.
Yeah.
But you don't want to work inside when Giannis is on the floor. You settle for threes and everything. The fact that our center is our number 1 three-point shooter in a playoff game, and I get he can shoot pretty well, but come on, that's not the recipe, man.
No,
you want if you need to go after Giannis and get him into foul trouble. People might laugh at me for that. They might think I'm crazy, but it's the same concept. I'm going to use an NFL comparison because this is kind of how I make sense of it in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of things that people will do with like really good, like offenses will do this against really good, like edge rushers, particularly like Khalil Mack's, Nick Bosa's, stuff like guys like that. They will run the ball at them, not away from them. They will run the ball at them because now you can wear them down that way.
Yeah.
When you run at a guy, that's your best way. And it sounds like it doesn't make any sense, but that's your best way to take them out because you're going to throw 2 blockers on him every time on a run play.
Yeah.
Teams would do that all the time. They would run to Khalil Mack's side of the ball when he was on the Bears. I don't know if you noticed it, but that's like a way you negate him is because if you can get around him right there, he's out of the play.
Yeah.
Same concept as you go at guys in the NBA because you want them in foul trouble.
Yeah. Because then if they're in foul trouble,
get them in foul trouble, they have to come off the floor.
Yeah.
That's just my 2 cents on the situation. And I get Giannis is a big dude and he's not the ideal guy to go after. But if you want to win, you have to find a way to make them uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And the only way you make another team uncomfortable is you go at them. You put them in foul trouble. You disrupt them. And no better way to disrupt a guy or an offense than putting one of their best players, or in this case, their best player, in foul trouble.
Yeah.
But they don't do it. When he's on the floor, they stay outside. He's not coming out to the perimeter every time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Teams are going to let your center shoot threes.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to settle for that because if he hits it, cool. If he doesn't, you got more of a chance of him missing than making it.
Yeah.
So you have to attack him. No pussyfooting around. No playing scared. Like, play aggressive and quit with the laziness, man. Play for your rebounds. I don't
agree.
like. They throw up a shot and 3 guys are halfway down the floor already before it's even come down.
Yeah.
It hasn't even hit the rim or the backboard yet, and dude's already back on defense. Like, are you just expecting a miss?
Yeah.
Come on. Like, at least one person should contest for a rebound. Maybe you get a foul on that. You never know. Yeah. But it just is like, it's lazy. They were sloppy, and they just kind of seemed shot happy. They weren't getting the ball moved around. They weren't forcing the defense for the Bucks to move and transition a lot. And whenever they got a turnover, they didn't really play for a fast break.
No, they didn't. It seemed like they were slowing things down.
No, they would always slow it down. Let's let the Bucks, the better team, get in position on us.
Yeah.
Only for us to then throw up a shitty shot.
Yeah.
Frustrating game to watch,
as
you can see.
No, I agree.
I have my feelings on the situation.
Because the Bucks definitely played like shit that game.
Yeah, the Bucks didn't look good.
Yeah, they did not.
That's probably the worst you were going to see them.
Yeah.
So the fact that you couldn't take a game against the Bucks when they were probably at their worst, their sloppiest, and maybe they're going to get sloppier.
Hopefully,
it could happen. I'm hoping it does, but I can't imagine the Bucks are going to play worse than they did on Easter Sunday.
Nope.
Happy Easter, by the way, everybody.
Happy Easter.
But I can't imagine them playing worse than they did Sunday.
No,
and I can see the Bulls playing better.
Yeah,
because they also did not look good. I'd hope that wasn't that the Bulls don't play worse than they did Sunday. But you can't. It's a bad time to also have one of your poorer performances as a team. Like, not a good time. You don't want to have that when the team that you're going to struggle to beat is also having one of their poor outings. Just not good.
But
not good.
I will say one thing. I'm glad I'm not a Nuggets fan.
Nuggets are getting beat, dude.
They are getting absolutely destroyed. I feel bad for Jokic. It's just sad to watch at this point. They are just getting beat down. And that man is literally out on that court almost the whole entire time.
He's a stud, dude.
Yeah, and except for when he got fouled out.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
They.
What seed are they? What are they? I have the seeds pulled up. Let me check this. What are they? They're the 6. Okay,
Yeah, 6
so it's a similar. It's a Bucks Bulls situation.
Yeah.
No, they're getting him. They are not having a good. I don't have words to describe it. They look horrible.
Yeah, they do. And honestly,
and the Warriors just look so good.
They do. Well, you got Steph Curry coming back, obviously on limited time, but
dude looks
still
solid.
put up 26 points. Yeah,
he looks good.
And Jordan Poole is stepping in and is picking up the rest of the slack. Like that man put up a huge game.
Yeah.
And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Joker's gone. I think he is done.
Is he a free agent?
I don't think he is, but I think he's going to want out. Yeah.
Yeah.
He has no help, and they're Golden State. You should be able to compete with them, and you're just getting absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, no, he might want out. Go so bring him to Chicago. Help.
That would be amazing.
That'd be cool, but they don't look. I mean, the Warriors look really good. Steph coming back looks really good, and one man's not going to beat 5.
Dude, they might the way the Warriors. I don't know if the Warriors are just playing that good or if the Nuggets are just that bad. But
I think it's a combination.
Yeah, I will say they might be the dark horse for the West.
Warriors?
Yeah,
possibly. I mean, you look at the standings. Who's your who's your clear cut? Phoenix.
Phoenix. You'd have to go Phoenix, but if Phoenix has a bad series.
Yeah, no, but Phoenix is really good.
Yeah,
Memphis is solid. But they got to go through your red hot Timberwolves right
dude,
now.
I'm telling you, Cat man.
No, I know.
Like we're just watching that game, dude. He went all out.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I would say for the East, I would watch out for the Sixers.
What seed are they?
I believe they're 4. Yeah,
they're 4.
Yeah. Watch out for them because.
Yeah, no, I do feel bad for Jokic though.
Yeah,
that's how you say his name, Bob. Jokic. It's really easy.
Yeah.
Nikola Jokic.
I always mess it up, so.
Yeah, I know. Can you say Giannis's name?
Antetokounmpo.
Giannis Antetokounmpo. It was funny for at Easter, Mel and like her sister and mom are like, how on earth do you say that name? And I'm like, Antetokounmpo.
Yeah.
Just boom, rolls off the tongue.
Honestly, it's not that hard.
It's really not. Once you get it, once you just say it a couple times to yourself, Antetokounmpo, you're good.
Yeah, you're good.
Like, look, I just said it 3 times. I think I said that pretty quickly.
Yeah,
that's like a tongue twister. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Well, he is.
Can you do that?
I don't think I can.
Try it. Give it a shot.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
No, you gotta go faster.
No. I'm not going faster. I'm gonna mess it up.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
But obviously, biggest name in there. I'm surprised they haven't heard his name.
No, I'm sure they. I mean, they don't really want. They're not a basketball family. So.
Yeah, that's true.
But everyone's heard of Giannis, even people who haven't, who like don't follow the NBA know who he is.
Yeah.
But when you see his name for the first time, you're like, "Yo, what?"
Yeah,
you're like, "Excuse me,
what is that?
What ethnicity is that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's the Greek Freak, man."
Yeah, he's Greek.
I hate the Bucks.
I honestly.
That's like the new rivalry with the Bulls right now.
Yeah, really.
All because of Grasshole Allen and his dirty play on Caruso.
That's true.
Crazy.
Dude, Caruso took a hard elbow too, man.
He took another one, but it wasn't a foul.
Yeah,
he did his best to sell it, but it was not a foul.
Yeah, it wasn't a foul. That was just the guy was coming down.
No, he coming down with the rebound. Doesn't expect him to be there. It's not like he just turned his body.
Yeah, dude, he got that full force.
Yeah,
to the nose.
He got a bloody nose from it, which I didn't realize when I saw it first. I was like, I'm like, he took a good shot, but I don't know if it was like fall back and be dazed. And then they showed him with all the blood coming out of his nose. I'm like, damn,
he took Yeah,
he took a shot, but. Giving his body for the game, right?
Yeah, true. But hopefully the Bulls pull it out. Move on.
I don't think they will, but it would be cool.
Yeah.
Nick's hot take is riding on it, so
yeah.
which I think we can put an X on that. But it's not over.
Yeah, it's not over yet.
Not over just yet, but yeah, we'll move on from some NBA talk now. Look out, Timberwolves for Bobby.
Yep.
Warriors just look insane.
They did.
But they just look nuts. And Bulls, be aggressive, stop pussyfooting around, play like men. You're millionaires.
Exactly.
You're playing like 6th grade rec league stuff right now.
That's true.
Play physical. Yeah. You're men. Moving on to the we'll move on now. Those are our closing notes on the NBA. So let's move on. We have MLB.
Yep.
First 10 anywhere from like 9 to 12 games into the season, roughly.
It's weird to gauge.
And you hinted at the Rockies off to a solid start.
They're very
Your
good.
Cubs at the same time also off to a solid start.
Yes.
6-4? 6-4,
yeah.
6-4.
Yeah.
Seiya, and I was right about his name, Seiya Suzuki.
Yep.
He is looking really good.
I'm telling you, man, he might be the next Shohei.
Don't get ahead of yourself, Bob.
Dude,
through
10 games, he's batting .429.
I know what he's doing.
11 RBIs, 4 bombs.
I'm aware of what he's doing.
I know, but like
I'm just saying, don't get ahead of yourself. He's playing really well. But let me explain to you the Luis Robert experience his rookie year.
All right.
He started off the season just crushing the ball. I don't remember what his exact totals were on everything, but his first couple weeks, he was hitting high 300s. He was hitting for power. His on-base percentage, his OPS, everything was really good. And then teams found out what pitches he chased all the time, what pitches he wasn't as comfortable swinging at, and they threw nothing but that to him. And that is the game of baseball.
That is true.
Seiya he's got power. He's a solid, he's really good. He's a natural at the plate, which is good. You'd hope for that from a 27-year-old.
That's true.
He's played, and he has the benefit of playing professionally in Japan, so he's seen a lot.
Yeah.
But teams can still kind of adjust to that. Every player has a weakness of some kind.
That's true. And this is the hardest league.
It's the hardest league for baseball. It's the cream of the crop, the creme de la creme, if you will.
That's very true.
For baseball players. So they're gonna find something. And I'm not saying he's gonna like fall off a cliff. And next thing you know, it's like, dude, why is he even on an MLB roster?
Yeah, he's not gonna Mercedes it.
No, he's not gonna do that probably. But he will come. Every player will come back down to earth.
Yes, I agree. But so far he has not disappointed.
No, so far he's lived up to the hype.
Yeah,
when he got signed, everyone's like, holy crap, and I was like, oh, he's a good player. I didn't quite grasp the excitement surrounding. Maybe because the comparisons were to Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah,
so I was kind of like, let's chill out. To me, it felt like, okay, here's another Japanese pro player coming into the MLB.
Yeah.
Because he's Japanese doesn't mean we have to go throwing out he's the next Shohei Ohtani. I thought that was a little bit much. But he's at least showing you why that was even thrown out to begin with.
And like so far, I mean, he's
really
been very consistent.
He's been very good. I don't know what his defensive ability is like. I haven't watched.
I mean,
average
of 10 games. I mean, he plays good. He hasn't sat a single game. So,
he's probably your best player. So
yeah, that's true.
he's arguably the most talented player on the team right now.
That's true.
So
and Clint Frazier is just Jock Peterson 2.0.
Dude, that man's cheeks. He's
cheeks.
Shit. Yeah, he's
that's
cheeks.
What he is.
He's not good. That's why the Yankees gave up on him.
Yeah, like
he was a top prospect for like 2 years, didn't work out.
Yeah, it's not going to amount to anything. But I will say with the Cubs, the bats have not disappointed. They're very big, like boomer bust.
That's how they were. That's how they've been for a while.
Yeah, but when the bats are there, they're there and they get the win. And sometimes they destroy your division winners, the Brewers, which I don't know if do they just suck?
The Brewers they are not a good offense.
They are terrible.
Yeah, the Brewers. My biggest concern for them going into this year was going to be their offense. Their pitching staff's really good.
Yeah, it is. But
they have really good pitching. The problem is it's almost comparable to. Sorry, I gotta get something in my eye.
Yeah.
But it's almost comparable to, and I don't like using the White Sox every time, but it actually is like an accurate comparison. Back when the White Sox had Chris Sale and Jose Quintana and actually had like a good starting rotation,
Yeah.
their offense was horrible. They were
Or-
losing games because they couldn't score more than 1 or 2 runs.
Or like the Mets
the Mets.
with Noah Syndergaard and
Yeah.
Jake DeGrom.
Yeah, the Mets, a very similar comparison. Thank you,
Yeah.
giving me a team that's not the White Sox.
Yeah.
I was like,
No,
I'm gonna
I-
start
like-
sounding like a White Sox homer here, but they don't put up offense
Yeah.
anymore. You know,
Like-
ever since Christian Yelich kind of lost that perennial MVP
Yeah.
ability at the plate, they are not much of an offensive team.
Yeah.
Now, there's same with the Rockies starting hot. The Brewers can be starting cold. This doesn't indicate what the rest of the season's going to be, but it's something where you look at the Rockies, you go, okay, look at what the Rockies are capable of.
Yeah.
And you look at the Brewers, you're like, okay, look at how bad the Brewers can be.
Well, if the Brewers keep playing like this and the rest of the division keep playing like this, it might be the Cubs for the taking.
It could be.
But our pitching is god awful still.
Well, yeah, you guys, and Marcus Stroman doesn't fix your pitching.
Yeah, I mean, he really does.
I don't know where this happens every free agency in every sport.
Yeah.
You know, some dude who's really not much more than like a slightly above average player gets heralded as this like franchise changing player. Marcus Stroman is not a star.
I mean, he's a good number 2.
He's an outspoken guy. He's a personality.
Yeah.
He's a good number 2, I guess, but he's controversial, maybe. Marcus Stroman, put him on the White Sox in the White Sox rotation. He's their number 4. That, honest to God,
You're talking with like fully healthy.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yes, fully
So,
healthy.
like, you're
not the current rotation
let's-
that has Dylan Cease as our number 1.
Well, I mean, Dylan Cease's been dealing now,
Yeah, I know.
Like-
That's why I'm putting number 4.
which is
I'm going Lynn, Giolito, Cease, Stroman would be number 4, and then Kopech.
fair enough.
That would be if Stroman were on the White Sox.
Who's the bum that pitched the other day though?
Vince Velasquez.
That guy stinks.
He's a inning dude. He's there to chew innings.
Yeah, I know, but that guy
But you know what?
stinks.
Actually, to be fair to him, he had a bad first inning that didn't help with a bad error on his part. But after the first inning, he retired 13 of the next 15. He gave up 2 hits after that.
Okay.
So he did dial it in, but he's not excited. He's nothing special.
Because I mean, I didn't really watch more than the first inning, but
Yeah, no, he after that first inning only allowed 2 base runners until they pulled him. So he's there because he can chew some innings. He can get you to he can get you to like the 5th inning and only give up 3-ish runs. And with the White Sox talent at the plate, you'd think, okay, well, we can come back from that. And they had plenty of opportunities. 2 times bases loaded, came away with 1 run each time. Pathetic, embarrassing, unacceptable.
yeah, that is
But
terrible.
oh well, it happens. Team, that shit happens sometimes. But I'm just saying, Marcus Stroman, he's a good pitcher, but he's not like this. He's not an ace.
No, he's not.
Kyle Hendricks is still your better of the 2.
Yeah, he's definitely still your better 2.
To this day, the Yu Darvish trade is still the biggest head scratcher ever.
Yeah, they just didn't want to pay his contract.
No, I know they cheaped out on it.
Yeah,
That's what they did. They cheaped out on it. And goofy, man. It just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. Like
Your pitch, and
Zach Davies not even on the team anymore. And I mean,
he was part of the trade, right?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, well, of course. They traded for. I'm pretty sure of all the prospects they got, like you were hoping you're like, oh, maybe one makes it to the MLB.
Yeah,
they're not it was just we don't want to pay his contract, which was foolish because he had a really good year.
Yes,
and looking at the first 10 games, what is holding back the Cubs the most? Pitching. What held the Cubs back the most last year? Pitching.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that Frank Schwindel and Patrick Wisdom, guys like that were able to like put up offense, and you couldn't, like, you got guys that shouldn't produce that produce.
Yeah.
But your pitching was horrible.
Yeah,
it still is.
Yeah,
Marcus Stroman doesn't make that team that doesn't elevate them much at all. If I'm being
Wade
fair.
Miley is injured.
Wade Miley, threw a no-hitter though.
He did throw a no-hitter. So I mean,
no, so did what's his name?
Joe Musgrove.
Joe Musgrove.
Or I don't know how to say his last name, but
I think it's Musgrove.
Yeah, it's like Musgrove,
something like that.
Yeah,
Muskrat.
But I will say, There's hope for the season.
No, I mean
Throughout 10 games.
you see plenty that makes you kind of like excited to watch them.
Yeah, no.
So I mean, there's plenty of reasons to be optimistic. You just hope if you can address pitching with how the rest of the division is playing and how the Reds have pretty much packed it in.
Yeah.
You'd think like, okay, if we can get some pitching, we can actually be like a decent team that can threaten the playoff run.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying the Bulls, the Cubs in their current state are like a deep playoff team, but they're a team that has enough to get there.
Yeah.
But pitching is a huge part in the playoffs, you know.
That is true.
If you don't have the pitching, you're going to get bounced pretty quick.
Very true.
But
we could dive in on your Sox.
yeah, Sox are 6-3 to start the season. They actually took 2 of 3 against Nick's beloved Mariners. Love to see it. They rocked Robbie Ray.
Oh
yeah, they rocked him for like 6 runs and a couple home runs, back-to-back home runs.
You don't want to see that.
TA and Luis Robert hit back-to-back home runs off of him. Love to see it, man. But they are, like I said, 6-3. They took, what was it, 2 of 3 or 3 of 4? I think it was 2. They took 2 of 3 against 2 of 3 against the Tigers, 2 of 3 against the Mariners, 2 of 3 against the Rays. Really had a really bad game against they had a really bad game. That their loss against the Mariners was a rough game, and so was their last loss against the Rays.
The Mariners, when they lost, it was that like nasty day. It was like
that really windy day.
Windy, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they lost, I think 5-1 or something like that. So you take that with a grain of salt. Just a crazy ass day. It was like 60-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah, it was insane.
It was funny watching them try and play fly balls and stuff.
I would not want to do that.
No, gosh, no. Are you kidding me? But no, they look pretty decent. You want more consistency. My boy Luis Robert, I have him as my MVP pick. Still think it's going to happen, and I actually do think, I'm not even saying that as like a wishful Sox fan. I actually think he's a legitimate MVP candidate.
All right.
The power is there. I don't like him in the number 2 spot though, but I get why he's in the number 2 spot.
Yeah, because he's fast.
Yeah, he's a solid. He's like, he's in the 2 spot. It makes sense. I would prefer him at the 4, to be honest with you. I want him to have RBI opportunities like crazy.
You want to take Abreu out of the 4?
Abreu's the 3.
Oh, who's 4?
It changes. It's right now it's mostly Grandal, but that'll probably change when Yoan comes back.
Yeah.
Usually Yoan played a lot of time in the 4 spot last year, but what might happen, honestly, Yoan loves to hit number 2.
Oh, really?
For whatever reason, he's comfortable hitting number 2 in the lineup. So what you might see is, Yoan finds himself at the 2. Luis goes to the 4. Grandal 5. Eloy 6. DH 7. Whether it's Gavin Sheets or Vaughn, yada yada yada.
Or your boy Berger.
I mean, Berger's not going to DH very much,
but
he's looking. I like Jake Berger, but he's not going to get as much playing time once Yoan comes back. He's just not, or unless they plan to like rest Yoan a lot. But
which you might want to do if
his
Berger,
injury. Yeah. I mean, Berger's playing good defense though. His bat's pretty solid. He had a really good series against the Mariners.
No.
So I mean, that's been a bright spot that you're getting a lot of production out of your 8 and your 9 spot with the White Sox.
Yeah.
But they're bigger guys. Abreu needs to kind of find his bat. Luis needs to find his bat. Leads the league in steals though. He's 5 steals, and his defense is really good as always. But you want more out of that.
Yeah.
But TA, what can I say? TA, love that man. Love that man. He's my like standout player right now in the White Sox. He's hitting .393, 1 home run, I think 3 or 4 RBIs. But the on base, the .393, dude, is like, it's just good.
That is good.
And he's the spark plug for that team.
Yeah.
He brings the juice. He brings the energy. They're a completely different team when he's out there. And I swear he's always on base, man. Always on base. He's your rally guy. He's like the heart and soul of the White Sox.
That's why he's in your 1 hole, man.
Yeah, he's the leadoff guy for a reason.
Exactly.
And I love his approach at the plate. He usually swings at like the first pitch of the game every time. And most times he's on base with it. I'm just Tim Anderson has turned himself into a very good, and now his defense is even better.
All right, let's hear the negatives.
of the White Sox.
Yeah.
Pitching is still questionable. Dylan Cease is dealing, Kopech is dealing, but those guys aren't going very deep into games. They're relying way too heavily on their bullpen. Liam Hendricks is not looking great.
Yeah.
He's struggling to find the zone, and when he is finding the zone, guys are hitting it.
Dude, he's throwing that curveball straight in the dirt.
Yeah, he's got to dial it in. He's got to figure it out because you don't want that. It's not gonna be good if he can't figure out, if he can't start closing games out a little bit more easily.
And honestly, that was Saturday. That was the smartest decision they've ever made. Walking,
G-Man Choi.
Yeah, G-Man Choi.
Yeah.
That
was a big move.
Like that, man.
I thought for sure I was like, he's gonna tie the game with this.
Like he was gonna throw another fastball, and that guy was gonna just crank one.
Yeah, G-Man Choice. He's a really good hitter.
Yeah.
So I was glad that was a smart move, and then he gets the strikeout on the next guy. So clearly it was the right move.
Yeah.
But the Liam Hendricks needs to kind of dial it in and figure it out. I'm not going to go in on their starting rotation because of injuries, but hopefully when those guys come back, the team is looking really good.
Yeah.
Or at least the rotation. Bullpen, Aaron Bummer had a rough start to the season, but he's actually not been horrible the last couple of outings. Could be better, but he's going to get better. I'm not he's not my high leverage situation guy right now. He's let Aaron Bummer find himself in games where you just throw him out there with low pressure situations.
Yeah.
I'm not bringing him in with runners on base.
Yeah, do not do that.
No, it just doesn't make sense. But Jose Ruiz looks really good so far. I'm loving Tanner Banks and Bennett Souza, 2 rookies, left-handed guys. They both look really good. I mean, they look really, really good, especially Bennett Souza. Something I like watching him pitch. Tanner Banks, similar situation. They're both really good, solid lefties.
Yeah.
But you need other guys to step up, especially with Jared Kelly's out. Injuries, like I said, on the in your starting rotation. Everyone in the bullpen's got to chip in, and you can't afford to go to your closer, and he looks sloppy and is keeping teams alive.
True, but he does have 4 saves.
Does have 4 saves. They've been ugly ones though.
They're very ugly.
The ERA is not very good because he's allowed to run most times.
That's true.
But they just got to get a little bit more consistent all around as a team. That's my big thing with the White Sox is they're playing a little and they're not playing up to par with what they can do. So they got to dial it in as a team.
Yep.
But I'll give Tony La Russa credit for the most part for how he's handled the bullpen.
Yeah.
I think he's been a little quick to pull guys sometimes. I feel like sometimes, let a guy go a second inning, but he's been picking his matchups pretty well, especially with Bennett Souza coming in. He did a really good job with Bennett Souza and Tanner Banks against the Rays, putting them in when they were going to face almost exclusively lefties in the lineup. Really, really well managed on that part. But just the consistency needs to get better if you're going to be a successful team. If you want to win, if you want to be a true powerhouse team, you need to be consistent, and that goes for pitching and at the plate and defense. They get kind of sloppy sometimes, but that's my takeaway so far.
True. Yeah, mine would be the bullpen for you. That would be
bullpen.
Yeah,
it's not fair to go at the rotation with so many.
Yeah,
because you got guys starting that aren't supposed to be on the rotation right now.
You're 1 and 2 out.
Dylan Cease and Kopech look solid. I'll say that. Just got to get a little bit. I'd like them to go a little deeper into games, but beggars can't be choosers.
Hey, Kopech ain't no Chris Sale though.
No one is. I know. What was the point of that?
I'm just poking.
I know. Chris Sale was so good. He was so good.
True.
I miss him, but he's injured. He's got broken ribs or whatever.
Oh, again? He was injured all last year.
He got Tommy John, I think, last year.
Oh, really?
But I think he got broken ribs or something. I don't remember. I'd have to double check. But he is not pitching right now.
No.
But he got his World Series, man.
Yeah, true. He did get his World Series. Also,
good for him.
What? He's 30.
I don't know how
he's
old he is.
Late 30s now, right?
No. Chris Sale? He was 20 his rookie year. Let's look it up. I don't think he's late 30s.
Really?
33.
33. Okay. Right.
That's early. That's early 30s. That's the early half.
That's the early half. All right.
Yeah, I mean he was 20 or 20. He was 20 when he came into the MLB.
That's insane.
He was good.
But so far, for the Cubs and the Sox, they've been playing very well. So
Playing very well. Just got to address their weaknesses.
Yeah.
Cubs, starting rotation.
they won't do that, though.
Oh, gosh, no. Of course not.
Sure. Wade Miley won't answer that problem.
Well, that's true. He threw a no-hitter. So,
yeah,
I mean,
he threw a no-hitter. So
he was a good way.
the Reds just dropped him.
They just
but
got rid
he
of
threw
him.
a
Why on
no-hitter.
earth? Wade Miley? You're going to get rid of Wade Miley? Goofy.
Sure. But you want to dive into some NFL offseason?
Yeah.
All
Let's touch up on some NFL offseason here. Bobby, you know what? Run through. What classifies as a winner to you? 'Cause we're going to do winners and losers.
Is most improved team.
Most improved?
Like,
Or like best value moves?
yeah, like, or just
Why do I keep doing this?
like, you got the most talented players.
Mhm.
That's what I will say. Because, I mean,
I view it as you brought in a lot of talent or you brought in decent talent for good value.
yeah, okay. Yeah, but I want more talent. Like, you
Talent, strictly talent acquisition.
Yeah, like,
I'm looking at like cost of talent. Does that make sense? I'm looking at it from like a salary point of view.
Okay, well, I'm just going like you brought in the best players you could bring in for the organization.
Yeah.
Like you went out, you made.
Yeah, and I'm
yeah.
looking at it that way too. I'm just saying
Yeah.
I'm also like gonna, teams that didn't make big splash moves
Yeah.
could have also still improved by like bringing in necessary additions. And stuff.
Yeah.
The thing is, most of the teams though, and honestly, we have our winners and losers and
Yeah.
everything on here. It pretty much all went and made a split. There
did.
were so many moves. It's like,
And especially with this offseason, this offseason has been the craziest offseason
Right.
the past years
Right.
that I've been really watching the offseason. Like, so really every team that made a huge acquisition is going to be in mine.
that's fair.
Like that just went out, made moves. Like honorable mention, I will say like the Bengals, Bills, like stuff like that. But
They didn't do.
they didn't
Boom.
go above and beyond like my top. So I did a top 5
Fair enough.
winners, top 5 losers.
Go for it.
All
Let's
right,
hear 'em. Let's rattle them off here because we have. I looked over your list. It's pretty much the same, but
Yeah.
I did have the Bengals on there for mine,
Yeah.
just because they addressed. I didn't think they were a team that needed to address a lot, but they did
Yes, they
address their big glaring issue without having to be very flashy about it.
Yes,
So they're a winner because they got better, and they didn't lose anything.
yes,
Is that fair?
yeah. But yeah, I agree with that. But like most of these teams got like they were
I hear
like not good before, or like just okay, and have gotten.
Okay. I get
insanely
what you're
better.
saying. I get what
Okay.
you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's.
All right, so we're gonna go with number 1, Browns.
That's an obvious
All right,
one.
you gotta-
Assuming Deshaun plays.
Yes, assuming he plays, you got the addition of Deshaun Watson, Mari Cooper, Chase Winovich, with trade the Patriots, and then Tavon Bryan.
Okay.
So those 4 alone, huge, improves the team. Obviously, they still have Baker on the team. So
That's an awkward one,
yeah.
dude. Like I feel bad for Baker personally.
Yeah,
I know I've said it. I feel bad for the guy.
number 1 loser this offseason,
Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield.
He was injured. He was injured.
Yeah.
No, I do feel bad for the guy. And he's getting ripped apart because he said he felt disrespected.
Yeah, he went on like a podcast. And, like,
Yeah, just said he felt disrespected.
which-
And you know what? I'm gonna call out some shit real quick here on that.
Yeah, go
Because
for it.
like fans are guilty of this all the time, and I know I'm guilty of it too sometimes. But we just pick and choose when we're gonna like be like, yeah, you know what, you were disrespected, versus like when we're like, you know what, no, you're a millionaire. Grow up, be better at the sport. Like Baker is a polarizing figure. People love or hate the guy,
Yeah.
and the reality is Baker was disrespected by the Browns.
Yeah.
He really was. They leaked out that they want an adult, whatever the hell. Apparently, he's a child,
Yeah.
but they want an adult at quarterback. Okay, so let's go get the serial sexual assaulter, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Okay, I just wanted to. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yes. No, I agree with that.
But like, it's kind of okay. So Baker Mayfield's too immature. He brings with him too much drama.
Mm.
So let's go get the most
Controversial.
possible option you can get to replace him. It doesn't get more controversial than Deshaun Watson right now.
Yes.
22 sexual assault allegations against him.
Yes. It's very controversial. I agree.
I'm just gonna say allegedly.
Yes.
You know, I have no. I'm not going to say one thing or the other, but the fact is these are attached to him.
Yes, it is,
And it brought with you a lot of PR crap. Like there was a PR nightmare a little bit with them. But so yeah, Baker was disrespected by the Browns in that situation, and you're not going to change my mind.
No,
even if he didn't play great, so what? He gave his all as an injury, and he was injured. We joke about it, but he was actually injured.
And just the fact alone that he's the first QB
that's done shit for your franchise.
Yes, that anything for your franchise. I don't even. The list goes on. There's like 20 something names that
couldn't name them.
Yeah, I mean
at this point it's more than 20 something.
Like,
Deshaun,
like it's insane, and the fact that they just go and just absolutely just
ignore what he was essentially treated it like he had done nothing for the franchise.
Exactly.
He has a right to feel disrespected. I don't care about his salary. All right, people are gonna you're gonna be making $18 million or whatever. Man up. I don't care about being disrespected. No, he was disrespected. Like this dude gave everything for the organization, stood by that organization. And so he had a down year, one down year where he was riddled with injuries to his ankle, his throwing shoulder, his non-throwing shoulder. The dude was beat to shit.
Yeah, his labrum, like everything.
And we're gonna talk about how you sucked this year. Well, no shit, you sucked this year. You were half a guy out there with all the injuries.
And the thing is, like, I didn't understand, like, they weren't like giving the ball to Nick Chubb at all. It was like they were still trying to pass the ball with an injured Baker, and it just made no sense. Honestly,
he has a right to feel disrespected. And let's take our biases and our personal opinions of Baker Mayfield out of the equation and think about it objectively.
Yeah.
Guy comes in, does a good job for the company he works for, helps make them a ton of money, helps make them relevant in their market, then has like a down, let's keep this in business terms, a down quarter, right? He doesn't produce as much as he did before. So, time to fire you. You suck at your job. And we're just going to sit here and go, how would you feel if your employer did that to you?
No, I agree 100%. He has all the right to
pro athletes are people, man. Yeah. Like they are people. Just because they have a ton of more zeros on their bank account than we do doesn't mean that they're any less of a person and they're any less like subjected to emotions and feelings. He's allowed to feel disrespected. I'm leaving it at that.
No, 100%. And the fact that you also got to bring into account that the Browns were not very good. So you've had a lot of different offensive coordinators while he was on the team.
Yeah.
So
with that all in mind, Baker was disrespected, has a right to feel disrespected. Browns are a very improved team.
They are very improved. They probably number one.
There's no denying Deshaun Watson's better than Baker.
Yeah.
That's a huge improvement. Even if Baker had a good year, that's a big improvement. True. It just is.
It's
Deshaun Watson, when he plays, top 5 quarterback.
Yeah. But again, PR nightmare.
Huge PR nightmare. Yeah. And if he doesn't get to play, bro, if I'm Baker and Deshaun is like some crap comes out and Deshaun is unable to play for like another year, you bet your ass I'm going to make the Browns the worst damn football team I can possibly make them.
Yes.
I am that petty. I'd go out there, interception every play.
Yep, just throw
interception. Here, defense. I'm going to hand it off to the edge rusher. Like, dude, just take it. Don't tackle me. Run.
But I think that's why they went and got Jacoby Brissett.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It could be, but I'm not even kidding you. Like, I would do that. I would do that in a heartbeat, man. Given the way everything went down with him, I would be so quick to just be like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to make you guys terrible. I'm going to take you right back to irrelevance. Have fun. And then I'd leave in free agency and sign like a cheap backup deal somewhere and be like, look at me. I'm still making good money.
The Mitch Trubisky special.
The Mitch special. Money Mitch, man.
But my number 2, it's going to be the Raiders. Obviously, it's a little bit shocking, but Davante Adams.
I don't think that's a shocking one. Davante Adams is a huge move.
He's a huge move.
Bilal Nichols.
Bilal Nichols. Chandler Jones. You addressed it. You addressed everything that you needed to address, and then you went and got Derek Carr, a true number 1 wide receiver,
and it's his college teammate that they had like their big breakout with.
Yes. So obviously they're gonna have a lot of chemistry together. And I've always said the Raiders have been like having a true number one wide receiver away from actually being able to contend.
Yeah, and you addressed your D line, which had a better year, but you got better on the defensive line with Nichols and Chandler Jones.
Yes. And
you obviously got better at wide receiver.
Yep. And
yeah, no, they're a huge. That's a huge improvement.
Rock in, add into his addition. So I'm gonna have to give them the number 2 spot.
Okay,
that's why I'm. And then I would go Dolphins. Now
that's an easy one.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. Tyreek Hill.
I feel like you can make a case for the Dolphins to go up to number 2.
Yeah, but you still have Tua.
No, that's fair. You have to look at what's already in place.
Yes.
And there's more in place in Vegas than Miami.
Yes.
But Tyreek is big. Teron Armstead is huge.
Huge.
Raheem Mostert's solid, fits in the scheme, comes from the scheme that he's rejoining the scheme he was in San Francisco.
Yes. So hopefully he stays healthy and can produce. And then also adding Chase Edmonds, good catch out of the backfield receiver. And then Cedric Wilson, who, when he played in Dallas, when he got the start, he had a pretty good game. So hopefully you could get production out of him.
Yeah, but those first 2 guys.
Yeah, obviously already do
enough to make you a massive improvement.
Yes. And maybe having one of the best receiving core now with Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Parker, who's supposedly they're talking about trading. But
they might.
Regardless, if you add Cedric Wilson into it, they're
fine.
Yeah, they're in the top 5.
They're not going to miss Devontae Parker.
They will not miss.
They won't.
Yeah.
And you can get you could probably get some decent stuff from him. He's a solid wide receiver.
Yeah.
The team will be willing to give up stuff for him,
True.
I think.
Yeah, Bears.
But no, at this point, dude, just accept where you're at.
Accept where
you're at.
Yeah.
We're not trading. The Bears aren't trading anything.
True.
Unless they're trading guys away.
That is very true.
And then your number 4?
I'm going to go with the Colts.
Quarterback alone.
Yes.
Boom. Matt Ryan.
Huge upgrade.
Huge. Who else did they sign? Oh, Stephon Gilmore is another good one.
Just signed last week. And then Yannick Ngakoue, bringing him in. It's going to be huge with DeForest Buckner already.
It's going to really beef up that D line, that pass rush, and everything. They're a nice improvement. I think the quarterback position alone. Matt Ryan's a very good quarterback. He's really smart.
Yes.
And he's going to be able to really help elevate that offense. And you figure now, imagine how much better that team will be now that they can trust their quarterback as well. Jonathan Taylor is only going to benefit from that.
No,
and 100%. You're going to give Matt Ryan Jonathan Taylor. How long has it been since he had a running game in Atlanta?
Devontae Freeman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Their Super Bowl year.
Exactly. Well, he kind of had Cordell Patterson.
Yeah, but I'm talking
true
Jonathan Taylor, Cordero Patterson.
Oh yeah.
Let's not get out of hand
but
here.
I mean, I will give Cordell Patterson.
No, I give him tons of credit and respect for it. Yeah. But it just is Jonathan Taylor is a true bona fide stud running back.
Yeah,
Cordero Patterson is a true does it all player.
Yeah.
But good at many things, not great at any of them.
True. But
exceptional at running the ball, Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big difference.
Yeah, it is. But I will say
better O-line.
Cordell Patterson got awful with the Bears and actually
he wasn't. I liked him on the Bears. I wanted him to stay.
But as running back,
the way the Bears used him, I thought was perfect.
Yeah. Well,
they used him similarly to how Debo was used in San Francisco.
Yeah, fair enough. But
he wasn't great as a running back. Because they only ran the same play with him every time. But Cordero Patterson, he had the highest average yards gained per play on the Bears when he was with them.
No,
he was productive.
But running the ball,
well, they didn't. I don't think they really.
Well, also I blame Matt Nagy.
They didn't really run. They really didn't. Cordero Patterson, when they put him in the backfield, not even exaggerating, the same play every time.
Yeah,
it was that fake fullback dive toss play.
Yep.
It was the same play every time. You knew what was happening the second he stepped on the field and they went into I formation. Oh, Cordero Patterson's going to get it. They're going to toss it to him after faking a handoff to the fullback.
And then
everyone knew it.
Just lose yards.
Yeah, but
also Colts should have been in the playoffs. Carson Wentz screwed that up. And then adding Matt Ryan, bringing in Stephon Gilmore and Yannick Ngakoue to an already amazing defense.
But they did lose Flus. They lost their D coordinator,
They did lose their D coordinator, but
they should be fine.
The talent on that defense is still there.
The talent is still there, and it's gotten better.
Yeah.
So let's go over your losers then.
We'll go over my losers. Number one is going to be the Chiefs. Tyrann Mathieu walked. You trade away Tyreek Hill. You lose a lot of key pieces.
Tyreek Hill's a huge part of that offense.
Exactly.
I don't think Juju's replacing him.
No, Juju is not.
I mean, so much that Chiefs offense is hitting Tyreek Hill open across the middle, and he gets you an extra 30, 40 yards. Yeah. That's a tough one.
I think
it's hard to pick a number one in that situation.
Yeah.
But then again, they got a lot of trade value. They got a lot in return, like a ton of picks in return, so they could get better.
You could get better.
But immediate impact felt by losing him. If I'm being honest, I think the Packers lose more with Devontae Adams leaving than the Chiefs do.
Fair enough, but
because the Chiefs at least have other receiving talent.
Yeah, but my whole thing is their defense already was terrible.
And the Tyrann Mathieu, I do forget about the Tyrann Mathieu
leaving. He was literally he ran that defense. So him leaving also leaves a huge gap.
But what about Zadarius Smith leaving?
Ooh, that's fair. Fair enough. I will say.
That's a toss-up, 50-50.
Yeah, but
I just feel like the impact will be felt more on offense for the Packers with Devontae Adams going.
Yeah, I think you will.
That's just my opinion. But then again, Aaron Rodgers has always done a lot with nothing.
He's not.
So maybe we're wrong. I don't know.
I don't think he's going to be MVP Aaron Rodgers, though.
No, but we'll see. Yeah. But then that brings us to your number two, the Packers.
Packers losing Adams Smith. So
tough.
Yeah,
very tough.
Very tough loss. Great for Bears fans.
Great, yes. Oh, yes. Love to see it. But it's going to be a loss that will be felt for sure. No, there's no denying that.
And hopefully, Broshmo's right. Hopefully, they do not take a receiver in the first. That would be amazing. Please do that, Green Bay.
Please listen. Please continue the trend. Keep it going.
But again, losing Smith you're going to need some pass rushers.
Yeah, your defense is going to lose a little bit, so you got to get better. I just think losing Adams is going to affect the offense more for Green Bay than losing Hill will affect it in Kansas City, especially considering Kansas City went and got Juju, who is by no means the same style wide receiver, but they at least still went and got a decently talented wide receiver. So they they semi-addressed it, but their offensive play style is going to change a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. But I will say these two are kind of interchangeable. Either way, stinks for those two.
Yeah. Still big losses either way.
Huge losses.
And then, so moving on with your number three, then I know you're the Falcons.
Falcons, yes.
Losing Matt Ryan's big.
Yeah. It's literally.
He's the team, man.
He's the team. And then on top of that, Calvin Ridley.
That's right. I forgot about that until just now.
You're screwed.
You're losers.
Yeah, they're screwed.
Yeah. You don't have a quarterback.
Kyle Pitts.
You don't have your best wide receiver. Kyle Pitts is going to have to be it, and he's your tight end. You don't really have a running game. You have some pieces on defense to be happy with, but all in all, team is not very good. No. They're probably going to have to blow it up.
Yeah.
But they're also just going and signing everyone the Bears let walk, which is kind of funny.
That is true because Pace is there.
Pace is he's like, I can win it with my guys.
He's like, let me
I just didn't have the coach.
Yeah.
But he's like, trust me, I know what I'm doing.
I was coach
How funny would it be if it works though?
If it does work, then you know what?
I told you so he'd get to say.
I would just hate that we ever fired him.
It would piss me off.
That's true.
But I don't
wish anything bad about him.
No, I like the Falcons. I root for them. So
true.
And then
Seahawks losing Russ.
That enough said there, right? And then now the rumor they might be losing DK. They might trade him.
Yeah, but I don't think they ever will. It would be dumb, honestly.
He's shot it down every step of the way.
Yeah, true. But
we know how rumors fly.
If I was him, I wouldn't want Drew Lock throwing me the ball.
Oh gosh, no.
But nice Drew Lock. Went with number 2. Just because he didn't want to take Russell Wilson's number.
Good for him.
Yeah, good for him.
Stand up, gentlemen. Yeah. I got nothing against Drew Lock, but he's kind of not good.
Yeah, he just stinks.
He's just not very good.
Yeah.
So Seahawks losing Russ alone puts them in the big loser category.
But
and then
Seahawks already stunk.
they
with
already weren't
Russ.
great
Yeah.
before. Yeah. So,
So-
now they're going to be even worse.
Yeah.
And then we'll round out. We'll throw in number 5 just because we have to. The Bears.
Yes, the Bears. We traded away Khalil Mack, let Akeem Hicks, Ball Nichols walk,
Let James Daniel walk.
James Daniel walk, cut Eddie Goldman.
Let Jakeem Grant Sr. walk.
Yeah, let Allen Robinson walk.
Let Allen Robinson walk. Not that I thought he was going to come back.
Yeah.
They did a lot of losing. They did a lot of letting guys walk. Lost a lot of pieces without bringing in any pieces, really. What's his name? They brought in that James O'Shaughnessy guy or whatever.
Yeah. Why
Tight end from
why are we adding more?
because apparently whoever the GM is, the tight end position just doesn't have enough guys.
It just doesn't make sense. Like, we already have Jasper Horsted. We have Cole Kmet, James O'Shaughnessy. I'm pretty sure.
Something Holt or something like
Yeah,
that.
JP Holt.
JP Holtz.
Yeah.
Who's a solid, or they let what's his face? Jesse James go, which I thought was weird because he had good chemistry with Fields.
Yeah, he did. And then also Jimmy Graham. We let Jimmy Graham walk.
Yeah, well, that was gonna happen.
Yeah, I know.
I think Jimmy Graham's gonna retire, but
Yeah. But
I mean, just lost a lot, didn't really get much in return.
But we already stunk. So that's why we're at 5.
Yeah.
Like, so
We're throwing them in there because we're pissed.
Yeah, we let keep people walk, but for the Packers and for the Chiefs, obviously they let bigger pieces go,
Yeah.
and they were already winning team. So, yeah,
Bears are going to be bad, but whatever, man.
we could be wrong. We could do your words,
we could, but I don't think we will be.
True, but that's where it stands for my off season.
No, those are some good winners
yeah.
and losers. You know, pretty much hit the nail on the head. Big additions,
Yes,
like instant improvements and everything like
Yes.
that, versus big losses and the immediate impact that will be felt losing those guys.
Yes.
You know, so that's a fair list. I appreciate throwing the Bears on there just to kind of shout out how very little they actually did in free
Yes.
agency or in trades and everything.
Mhm.
But we'll move on from that, and we'll quickly just kind of touch NFL draft.
yes.
Well,
next
Thursday.
we will be live streaming.
Yeah, why not? We'll live stream.
All right, and then we will get our picks. Don't worry, we're gonna do our draft picks.
We'll figure it out. We'll do our
we'll
picks
get
and
there.
everything. We'll get it thrown up there somewhere.
All right.
And yeah, I'm excited for the live stream again. So we'll
Yes.
go live on Facebook, right? Facebook.
And YouTube. We'll go live Facebook and YouTube.
Live on Facebook and YouTube. But before we do anything, I don't know where I was going with that statement, but we'll quickly throw in real quick, just, you know, your top prospect to watch. I'll go first.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Sauce Gardner.
So is your draft crush?
He's the guy to
He's 100%.
Draft crush. I don't know, man. I've always, for whatever reason, just been obsessed with Derek Stingley Jr. But no, Sauce Gardner, I think, is the top cornerback in the draft, and in my opinion, cornerback is the second hardest position in football to play. He very physical, just very talented guy. I'm excited to see where he goes.
Yeah.
I imagine first DB off the board, possibly.
Yes, 100%. I would say he probably got the most experience and most consistent play.
I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see where he goes, but I think he is the guy to watch.
I agree. I'm a big fan of Sauce Gardner,
Mm-hmm.
and he locked it down for the Bearcats.
Oh yeah.
But my draft crush, Drake London.
I know he's been your draft crush all year. So
6'5", 210 pounds. Man is huge,
and he's pretty fast, right?
Yeah, and I believe he's the youngest receiver in class.
He's the Juju of this year. He's young.
He's young, so
he's a fun prospect to keep an eye on.
Yeah,
he really is.
And if the Bears traded up and grabbed him, that'd be amazing.
I don't know if it'll happen though.
I don't think it will happen. But
we don't know what will happen. That's the thing. We didn't think Justin Fields on draft day.
Yeah,
we didn't, and it happened. But we don't have Ryan Pace, so you know Ryan Pace was not afraid to be aggressive.
It's true, but
maybe Ryan Poles is the same way.
He said he's going to build through the draft, so maybe he'll be aggressive in the draft.
Maybe, or he's going to just try and acquire as many picks as he can.
and trade down. And hopefully that doesn't happen.
I don't know. We'll have to see how that all plays out, though.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it, though.
I'm very
excited. We'll do the
excited,
live stream. Remember, we got to remember, day one, first round is like a 4-hour long draft.
Yes, it's very long. So,
it's a long time.
Yeah.
So we got to come prepared for that.
Yes.
So, but we will go live like we did last year. We're excited for it. I love doing NFL draft is just fun. So let's plan next week will be for our regular episode before the live stream.
Yes.
We'll make sure we get some good
draft. Like we'll dive in on the draft.
Yeah, dive in on the draft and everything. We'll go like we're not gonna run through every pick.
Yeah, no.
But maybe like first 10.
Yeah, we'll do our top 10.
Our top 10.
Yeah,
we'll kind of highlight, our top 3 at each position.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. We'll go into some details and everything for next week's episode. It'll be so buckle up, guys. It's gonna be a primarily NFL draft episode.
Yep.
So it's the most wonderful time of the year.
It
like
is
the Christmas song.
Exactly. Especially for
it's Christmas for football fans.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for it. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Nick is not here today, Bobby. We don't have a question of the week. I don't know if you managed to come up with one or not, but I honestly completely forgot to even try and think of something here while we were talking.
All right. I don't know if Nick already asked this, but I'll just throw it out there. So we did a little MLB. So for you, if you could pick a position to play in the MLB, what position would you play?
Are we assuming I'm going to be like good at this position?
Yeah, like you're the best.
I'm like the best?
You're the best of the best. Like,
well, in that case, I'm going to go where the money is at pitcher. But I don't know, because I'd like to be really good at hitting home runs and stuff.
True.
But I'm a lefty, so I can't really play infield except for first base.
True. And you can't play catcher, right?
No.
Yeah, that won't fly.
I guess because I'm left-handed, I'm going to say center field for like a position player.
All right.
But pitcher.
Starting pitcher.
Starting or closer.
Okay, yeah. I would if I was gonna be a pitcher, I would go closer. Just because, dude, you come in.
I was the closer in Little League.
True.
I'll tell you what, your balls felt huge. Even when you were a little like,
you just come walking in, you're just like, I'm
nothing when your coach comes walking out of the dugout and like points to you when you're out there in center field and is like, come on, and I'm like, let's do this.
And you're just like, I'm coming in.
Felt like Bobby Jenks, man.
True. I think position player, I'll go left field.
Left field, really?
Yeah, left field.
Not right field?
No. I would prefer. I don't know. I'd prefer left.
I'm just messing with you. Left field, interesting choice.
Yeah.
Any specific reason?
I don't know. It just
feels natural.
Yeah, it feels natural being out my field.
Okay.
Right field just feels weird.
Fair enough. I played center field in Little League all the time, so I guess I'm fast, so that's where I always played. I did that and I pitched. But no, fair question. We'll get Nick's answer next week, as always. We try to keep him in the loop as best as we can. Yeah. But before we end the episode, guys, don't think we forgot. I still have to try and pitch to Bobby.
Yes, we were going to do
we still have to. We still have to do our garage talk combine. The weather's been terrible. For those of you not in the Chicagoland area, the weather has been terrible.
It has not been forgiving.
It's we get like one day of nice weather and then it's really cold and wet.
Yeah.
For like the next week.
Yeah.
So we will do all of that. Don't worry.
We will.
It's once the weather finally breaks, that's happening. We already got it all the details planned out. I want Slade in there.
All right. We'll get him there.
If for nothing else, if he doesn't want to participate, he can record it.
Okay.
But I want him there for that.
We'll get him there.
We need him there. It'll be fun with him there. He'll bring some extra weird energy to it.
Yeah.
So but extra weird, not extra weird.
Yeah.
Emphasis on that. I'm not calling him an extra weird dude.
Yeah.
But it'll be fun. We will organize all that and we will document that journey on our social media pages.
Yeah, don't worry. TikTok.
So keep an eye out for enable notifications, right? We'll go ahead and be posting, it's like the combine, blah blah blah. We'll build up to it. It'll be like Derrick Rose's return to the NBA with the Bulls, except we're not going to come back for an extra year and a half.
That's true. We're not going to delay it.
No, we're not doing that. But otherwise, that'll wrap up the episode. As always, guys, we appreciate you tuning in and listening. If you like what you heard, please give us a follow on our social medias. All of that can be found on our website, garagetalksports.com. As always, guys, it's a pleasure talking to you. If you have ideas, don't hesitate. Reach out. Anything you'd like to hear us talk about or just sound like idiots about at this point, I don't really care. But
No.
feel free to interact with us on our social medias. As always, though, thanks for listening, guys, and we'll talk to you next week.
See ya.